The mission of our institution is to teach young people what a civil society is, tolerance, patriotism, what role in our life plays citizenship, and how important it is in communication and dialogue. On the other hand, in our projects we try to aware of threats caused by totalitarianism and nationalism and the war, basing on experience of the Second War and the Holocaust.
Holocaust, it is really an important topic to speak about for our youth today that are going to be leaders of tomorrow, and we will hold the world tomorrow, yes. And today we have some examples of Holocaust, of genocide in history, not only Germans but also against Armenian nation by Turks. But I really hope, and I'm most than sure, that we'll not have Holocaust in future, because it's the worst crime against humanity. What is Holocaust? They call human beings because of their nationality, yes? And I'm more than sure that as we will have more deeper human right understanding, we youth living in the globe today and tomorrow will not do such crime against others.
Hard to say if the Holocaust will be or already exist, because if you look in the earth what happened in different corners, there are a lot of wars, there are a lot of places where don't respect the human rights. Even now there are a lot of conferences everywhere in the world about human rights. If you're thinking about the migration, if you think of traffic, human, if you think a new era of slave, I think it's another kind of Holocaust.
Last weekend I was in Prague, and with the tour guide, he was saying something about Kafka. So Kafka, with the process, for instance, he was describing the word of the total word, yes, the word of totalitarianism. And the process, I think, from Kafka is a good example of what it might be, yes, when you come basically to the space that is limiting you as much as possible. So if you want to go straight, you can choose only one way to get there, yes? If you want to say something, you might say only something in accordance to what might be said. You should know that. If you don't, you might be punished, you might be punched in your face because you did something wrong. Totalitarianism. I would say this, it will be the structure for the whole freedom that a person might have, but cannot have because someone already has been there and basically made the word for him.
Well, first of all, I start to think about some Superman, but it's not that gonna happen in real life. But for me, at least, the hero is the person that did something that, you know, like he helped someone, not just for him being good, but he helped another people without any, I don't know, money, without any compensation. Like some people, they could give their lives just to save the lives of other people, and at that moment they don't think about them, you know, they think about the others. Well, it's gonna be a person that also did something really good for, not maybe for the other people, for society, but he doesn't consider himself as a hero. Like he did some for others, like wow, amazing, like this Jan Karski, what he did, he's Jewish, yeah, but he never considered himself as a hero. He was saying that he's doing that he has to do. So it's like if you, like, other person would be on his place, he would do the same. So I think it's, you know, it's this kind of question that we don't have like one answer, that the hero is like this and like this. It's very dependent on circumstances and on the situation where the person is.
It is like to live for another person, not to live completely, but to do a favor to others and to tend how others, to tend about others' life. I don't think that it's just as it was connected with the war for today, but it's about thinking about other people, what can you do for them, and it's really appreciated now for me.
Here for me it means a person who can help people for nothing. If there is something wrong, if he sees something wrong, he can make it different, he can change it for the better situation.
It's extremely interesting to have such a varied group here. We have a group from 10 different countries. Amongst others, people from Belarus, Ukraine and Greece, so those who are really at the front line of the struggle for democracy and human rights as well. And it's very interesting to listen to their experience, to their opinions, views, which are not really the same as what the media tells us about the situation there. So like the first-hand experience and conversation is, I think, crucial and really interesting for that project.
Patriotic, yeah, it's also actual topic because some people think that patriotism is something like nationalism. It's only our country, only our nation, but I think that it's something different a little bit, because patriotism for me it's about I love my country, I love my people, and I do my best that my country and my people prospers in future.
I like patriotism because if someone loves his own country, it doesn't mean that this is nationalism, it's a different thing, and I see patriotism as a positive attitude of a human being. It's normal to love his own culture or to love his own country and people, but this doesn't mean that this person should say that his culture is the best of all, because then the limit is patriotism.
What we see around us in Poland, in Europe and in the world is a crisis of leadership, and nobody has got a good idea what to do with this. And that's why what we need to do is to develop small-scale leadership and the ways of working with young people so that they can become leaders in the small communities and then, in the future, get to be better leaders of the whole world. And of course it's not an easy task, but that's what we are trying to do. Grassroots initiatives, grassroots leadership will turn into a big leadership of the future.
Let's say war, like we know war with tanks and bullets and all these things, I don't believe on that. At the moment it's happening a big war, let's say, but it's economical war at the moment. But the war, when I say shooting and bombing and whatsoever, I really don't believe. Let's say some remote war, yeah. Some wireless remote.
I believe that nobody knows the future, first of all, and of course we are struggling and we are doing things and steps in order to avoid another world in such a big scale.
Jan Karski believed that the key to avoiding the mistakes of the 20th century was working with young people, educating them about the key values of democracy, cultural diversity, about human rights, and inspiring them to take action whenever there is someone in peril, whenever those values are questioned. And this is why we are here on this project. We are working with the young people here on the experiences of the 20th century, on totalitarianism, democracy, democratic changes, on human rights and the challenges standing in front of them. And we are showing them methods how to transfer this to the young people they live with at home, how to work with those young people to inspire them so that they can build a better tomorrow for themselves, so that they know that they have to stand up and protect those values, because it's very easy to take them away from them.
Projekt jest finansowany z programu Młodzież w działaniu. Ten program już co prawda nie istnieje, jego następcą jest program Erasmus+. Ten program Erasmus+, przeznaczony na lata 2014-2020, to 14 miliardów euro, które ma być wykorzystane na to, żeby zwiększyć mobilność młodych Europejczyków i nie tylko, w ogóle Europejczyków. To ma być szansa na zwiększenie zatrudnienia wśród młodych osób i nie tylko. To ma być szansa na to, żeby zwiększyć współpracę w ramach całej Unii Europejskiej.
The International Youth Seminar, Learning from History for a Better Tomorrow, gathered 30 young people from 10 countries, coming from both the European Union and the former Soviet republics. The topic of this seminar is discovering ways how to transform the experiences of the 20th century, 4 topics that can be brought up by youth workers, and giving the young people ways to work with the young people in their local communities, inspiring them with new methods, new tools, and showing them the funding opportunities that are created by the European Union to support democratic changes and local development inspired by young people.